Well, hello there! If you've been living under a rock and do not recognize me, I am Dcuo Morrow, scientific genius and mastermind. Here's the deal. Mr. Freeze, Poison Ivy, and Scarecrow are working together at Arkham. This alliance will result in the creation of a device, a technological marvel, which I have already plucked from the future. I need you to provoke them into hating one another by any means necessary, so that I can be the only one to possess this technology. Sounds fun, doesn't it? And they say I don't know how to appeal to small minds. Get to the docks on Arkham Island to get started.
Continue your efforts on T.O. Morrow's behalf. I shall alert you if we draw any unwanted attention from Gotham City. T.O. Morrow appreciates your assistance.
Law enforcement troops from Gotham are making their way across the bridge, probably in response to a distress call we failed to block. You'll have to deal with the police convoy before they get here. I'm on it.
This is the police!
I got this one! Man down! $11.99, request assistance! We'll have to keep a close watch on the bridge. Word of our deeds here cannot be allowed to leak out. We don't want Poison Ivy, Mr. Freeze, or Scarecrow catching wind of what we're up to.
Override.
Poison Ivy produces the most amazing plant creatures, all of whom are fanatically devoted to her. I think you can use plant pheromones to induce loyalty and convince some of her plant creatures to fight for you. You must be in disguise for this to work. Use the Verdant Disguise Imprinter, it's my own ingenious invention, to create and maintain a holographic disguise based on one of Poison Ivy's minions. Nothing will be accomplished if you look like yourself. They must believe Ivy is behind this. And you must be careful. Ivy's minions will see right through your disguise. Those plant pheromones are fascinating. I look forward to utilizing them in my experiments. But for now, use them to lead an army of plant creatures against Mr. Freeze.
Hey, you! You'll pay for that! Chill!
You really whipped those plant creatures into a violent frenzy. It's kind of creepy, really. I think it's time for a deep freeze to descend upon Poison Ivy and her plants. Steal some Sub-Zero technology from Mr. Freeze and use it on Poison Ivy's minions. You must be in disguise for this to work. Use the Frozen Disguise Imprinter I most generously supplied, free of charge no less, to create and maintain a holographic disguise based on one of Mr. Freeze's goons. It'll be all for nothing if you look like yourself. They must think Freeze is behind it. And don't get cocky. That disguise won't fool any of Mr. Freeze's actual henchmen. That should do the trick. Now, go give Poison Ivy's minions a taste of winter. Well done! While she's defrosting her plants, hopefully Poison Ivy will be planning a strike of her own against Mr. Freeze. As Dr. Crane likes to constantly remind us,
Fear is a powerful weapon.
well, let's point that weapon at Mr. Freeze's icy army and duck. You must be in disguise for this to work. Use the Frightful Disguise Imprinter. Yes, I know it needs a better name. To create and maintain a holographic disguise based on one of Scarecrow's henchmen. Looking like yourself would be a complete waste of time. They must believe Scarecrow is to blame. And be careful, that disguise won't fool any of Scarecrow's actual goons. How much fear would it take to crack Mr. Freeze's frosty exterior? Let's find out.
Gonna put you on. I'm so scared.
Stay.
I'm secretly cryophobic. Oh, everything I fear is coming after me. Oh, everything I fear is coming after me. I'm secretly cryophobic. I'm so scared. I'm burning up. I'm secretly cryophobic. I'm so scared. Hey, you! Freeze, sucker! Oh, everything I fear is coming after me. I'm burning up.
I know they like to say frozen with fear, but they actually move rather quickly when frightened, don't they? Yes, note to self, research fear-induced movement enhancements. The followers of Scarecrow, Poison Ivy, and Mr. Freeze are gathering in the courtyard. See if you can push some of them over the edge and provoke a few fights between them.
I'm still bitter about
What's the matter? Scared?
You are the cause of all this. those eyes more!
Exercise is a key component to a healthy
Winter is
mind.
gonna put you on ice. You're behind all of
Freeze!
this, sucker. Time for a deep freeze. What's with the cold shoulder? Plants hate the cold. You took my other cryo. Gonna put you on ice. Chill. You're behind all of this. Gonna put you on ice. Let's get frosty.
Exercise is a key component to a healthy mind.
Will feast.
I knew I picked the right person to annoy those goons. I hope they like to tattle. Arkham Asylum is heavily monitored, even outside. Security cameras in particular are a major threat. We don't want anyone spying on your deception. Neutralize those cameras.
Hey!
Security breach. Security data compromised. Emergency protocol failed. Security.
Don't forget to wear your jacket while out on the grounds.
Unauthorized data upload complete. Security breach. Emergency protocol failed. Security.
If you lose your way, please report your enjoy Gotham's fresh air.
Scarecrow, Ivy, and Freeze are running amok inside Arkham and could have very well gained access to security cameras. It's a good thing you poked out Arkham's eyes. Just as we're getting somewhere, some do-gooder from Gotham City has to interfere. Go to Arkham Asylum and make certain that whichever Gotham City hero has entered the asylum is unable to pacify Mr. Freeze, Scarecrow, and Poison Ivy.
Freeze!
Those who refuse treatment find their stay rather unpleasant.
I need some backup! Cover me!
You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to an attorney. Hit me again if you waive these rights.
Having a mental health disorder does not mean you are crazy.
Ow! Why are all these thugs fighting one another? Not that I mind. Can't take anymore.
Paranoia is treatable, even if they are out to get you.
The earth for the plants! This will chill you to the bone. This will chill you to the bone. These spores will feast. I'm burning up.
Don't hurt me!
This will chill you to the bone.
Ah!
Oh!
Confront your fears and get to know them.
The Huntress? Ha! I was worried the Batman was involved. What a relief! And a bit more pleasant on the eyes. Take her out! You mustn't let her undo the work we've done to divide these lunatics.
This is where you run!
Here's a little something I whipped up. I've been inspired lately. Impressive! But now it is time for you to go. Let them continue their quarrel. I suggest you leave before you attract their attention.
Arkham Session Notes 1114. Miss Isley, Pamela, I really don't think Crane and Freeze are trying to upset you. It's probably just a big misunderstanding. Arkham Session Notes 1113. Good afternoon, Pamela. The orderlies tell me that someone's been sending poison flowers to Dr. Crane and Dr. Freeze. You know you're not allowed to give your special gifts to other patients. Arkham Session Notes 1021. Victor, Dr. Freeze, are you listening to me? Pamela was quite upset that someone froze all of her seedlings. I wouldn't stop and smell any roses anytime soon. Arkham Session Notes 1024. Victor, Dr. Freeze, I'm sure your anxieties are related to the trauma you've endured, not Dr. Crane's fear toxin. Arkham Session Notes 1221. Crane, I'm convinced that your obsession with fear is causing your paranoia of the other patients. They are not out to get you. Arkham Session Notes 1226. Crane, I've noticed a dramatic rise in anxiety at the asylum. We've had to double medication dosage. That wouldn't have anything to do with you, would it? Avoid conflict. Take a deep breath and count to 10.
The work of T.O. Morrow continues here at Ace Chemicals, but it seems a few of my experiments have grown half a brain and escaped the lab. That's where you come in. Take one down, get paid. It's that easy. If only securing research grants were that simple.